Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or finding Ian and Brock and Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Or this episode, we are going to go with Octavius Terry Sims and Jamal Sims. Octavius is a fashion designer whose label OBA Crosswrite has been worn by such celebrities as Queen Latifah, Chris Brown, and Sean Kingston. He considers his style to be an alternate red carpet. Jamal Sims is known for his work or When the Beat Drops that came out in 2018, Vanilla Sky in 2001, or Get Smart in 2008. Again, I'm just trying to shout out a variety of black love, right? I feel like we was on this nice heteronormative normative, which ain't no wrong with that black love, right? Highlighting that. I just wanted to be sure to highlight a wide variety of black love, right? Because y'all know I believe in all forms of it. And for my words and my actions to be in integrity, I need to start highlighting some other folks that people might not know about. What you think?
Yeah, you do.
And it's something about that black man love too, ain't it? Right? Like I feel like I do see, or maybe it's just I hang around black women, right? Like I see black women in love, right? And black lesbian love. But honestly, black male love, I don't see it as much, right? Like I said, I know like black men who are gay, but a lot of times they'll be dating like white guys or, fill in the blank guys, which is not wrong with that. They all cool people. But I had to really do some, how you start counting on your hands.
Right.
Because, I was going to pick out some of my friends. I said, but wait, he would. I was like, let me do some more things. Look, y'all write in. Is it something to that? What's going on? Or is it just the luck of the draw of who I've been with, maybe? Maybe it's the luck of the draw. I don't know.
We was about to shout out Chris and Carlos.
Come on. Hey, Chris and Carlos, we're going to shout out y'all. We should do it like Wednesday or Friday because we can shout out their podcast and everything they do. Like, come on. Let's do Chris and Carlos, the prototype. Anyway, who is you? And I'm Nayan.
And this is episode 257. I'm hot as fuck. It's triple digits
y'all.
here in California.
You niggas said that it's cold as hell in San Francisco and not to throw out my damn winter jacket. I'm literally here in a thong and that's it. No bra.
And I'm just sitting in
I'm about to shave Mabel with the clippers because I think she hot too.
Everybody's hot. So be sure to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating review as we sweat and give y'all this podcast, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K. What's going on with you, baby?
Nothing much. I'm sure we're going to share our bigger weekend check-in with y'all during our pillow talk, but not much. Near is you going to talk about this hot heat in yours?
Yes. It's hot as fuck.
It's hot. I actually don't have much. I had a really good weekend. It was just refreshing. I kept busy. It was just all around just really, really good. What I would say, Niram gave me my love language, and our visitor had to leave on Sunday, and it was during a time where like I would have missed church a little bit because y'all know my church only about that long. So going to the airport, coming back, by the time I came back, church would have been over. And I know Niram goes for his long runs on Sunday. And this type of friend, I just want to call it Uber. And be like, your Uber here, have a bye-bye, right? Because I don't see them so often, right? So every time I want to be, so, as long as we're here together, I want to be together. But Niram, what Niram done did, he done got up early in the morning, went, did his run and finished his run right when I was taking Mabel out for was going to leave. Who come around the corner to distract Mabel from her poops?
Who?
You.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, what you doing home, Niram? Is you doing okay? Because I know the heat was getting up. What's going on? He was like, don't you got to go to church? I said, well, I do love the Lord, but our visitor I got to take to the airport. And then what Niram say?
I'll take him.
But why?
Because you got to get that word, and I know how much that word means to you.
You know how much I love that word, but I don't know. That was just my love language. And you know what? Church was lit. We had, I can't tell y'all who the visitor, minister of music, praise team leader was, but it was lit.
Is they there forever?
I don't know. I think it was just a visit.
Oh.
I think it was just like a visit. Maybe the person is touring and they stopped in or something and they friends or something. What I will say is that it's a golden age R&B artist, and it was amazing. And the thing is, I wasn't skeptical of this person. Like, y'all know, I ain't gonna tell y'all who it is because Google is real.
Was it Mary J. Blige?
No, if it was Mary J, I would have told y'all. Oh. I think that would have been in the news. They'd be like, I don't know if folks could have kept quiet about that. That would have went viral by now. But when I tell you this person is well moisturized, happy, filled with the Holy Ghost, and then came in and showed out. Yep. And y'all know my church, we are a very supportive church, but when it comes to that music, even when people be singing to the ground, my church still be on that same 1-2 hand clap. right? And like we're supporting you. Like we're not the type of church where it's like null in the face. Now we're not dead in the face church, right? But it's like very like, okay, do we stand? We clap? Do we? But sometimes when you sing to the ground, you be waiting for somebody to do a little, or sing that song, or
that's how y'all be in church.
But my church, we like, yes, this is so good. So it was good. He just threw to the ground. And actually, again, the pastor came and hit in the throat. Well, first of all, to all the saints out there, happy Pentecost. That was just past Sunday. For the ain'ts who don't know what that is, go Google it. It's usually, what is
Pentecost? What the hell
It's the
is
seventh
that?
Sunday after Easter when the the spirit of God came down, right? It's the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. That's when the Holy Ghost kind of came and presented himself and all that. But go Google up, Happy Pentecost.
That's when God came down and said, y'all niggas done fucked up.
Well, I'm not sure if that's how the conversation went.
Y'all done killed my fucking son. I got y'all niggas.
Not sure if it went that way either, but everybody came together.
In my head, that's how it went.
Well, happy Pentecost to all the saints and the ain'ts. But what the pastor talked about that really touched home to me was this idea about friendship. And he used 1 Samuel. Y'all know, I know Phil's be following along with me. So we use 1 Samuel chapter 18, verses 1-6. Traditionally, that's like the Goliath and I'm losing the word. David
and Goliath.
Kind of that area. But he tweaked it a little bit. It was really good. Right? So what you say?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what that comes from. What I like also about my pastor is that sometimes he tweets what you traditionally like. It's certain verses that you're like, oh, I know where this is going. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just been used so much and so grounded. I really enjoy when he flips that on the head sometimes, right? Because you hear some verses, you be like, oh, okay, I know where this is going. Then you be like, I ain't see that pastor, and he'll get it from one word. I'm like, oh, he's very big about breaking down meanings of words.
Yeah.
So that's always interesting. But I don't know, in church, we was just talking about this idea, and I was researching it too, that people are really only able to hold about 150 people, like relationships with. Like that's only the capacity. Meaning by relationship, that means, say if you see somebody in a coffee shop sitting down, drinking, you're comfortable enough to go sit down with them uninvited and not feel awkward. Right. So at capacity, most people can have about 150 of those type of relationships. But if we're talking about true friendships, so those folks that good, bad, and ugly, ride or die, right? That unconditional, relentless love. The research says you only get about 10 to 15 of those in a lifetime.
Okay, I see.
Which seems about right. Actually, I'm surprised that seemed a little higher to me. But if we're thinking about the different phases of your life, like childhood, I feel like you had those friends, and teenage years, adulthood. So that does make a little bit sense, right? So we just went on to kind of talk about like how do you treat people that God has like gifted you as friends, and like breaking down the old like what is a friend, and really breaking down that it's this idea of attachment and it's a form of intimacy, right? And then what kind of hit me in the throat a little bit is like friends aren't necessarily the ones and people like the people in life that, oh, I like to do this with my friend and do X, Y, and Z with my friend, right? Like to do things with my friend, right? And we're talking about, which is a part of it, I shouldn't say not only. But the second half of it is, like, these are the people you want to die with. Right? When he said that, I was like, oh, I don't think I ever thought about it that way. Does that make sense? Did that make sense to you, Naram, or no?
What you mean, die with?
Like, he was like, it's more than just, oh, we have fun hanging out. Like, these are the folks, right? Like, if it's the end... Like, say if we all got the tweet, God said, guess what? Look, shout out to Black Mirror, God mode.
Oh, shit.
I'm coming back down there in about 3 days. So do whatever y'all want, but it's a wrap in 3 days. Who's the people you want to be with?
You think he gonna leave a memo?
I'm just saying no. I'm saying he goes to tweet.
Oh, he gonna send a tweet.
Right, but I'm saying in that frame, right? Who is the people that you only got a little bit of time? Who do you want to be with, right? It's about to be over. Who do you want to be with? And more so, like, who do you want to be your pallbearers? Like, who would be your pallbearers in life? Who do you want to carry you to your final rest? Those are your true friendships. How many is that,
like 6, 8?
I mean, 6, 8. Some people only got one, honey. I don't know. They might have to get a, I think pallbearers can be as many as you want. But it was interesting, right? What do you think about that, Nero?
That is interesting. It got me thinking how many pallbearers it is.
I don't think there's a set number.
Oh,
like I think that's just. I mean, on average, maybe I've seen
6.
I've seen as many as 8. I've seen as few as 4. It just depends, baby.
Oh, it depends on how big that casket is.
Oh, you're talking about very literal sense.
Yes, I am.
I'm talking about more figurative.
I know you're talking about figurative, but I like to go to literal to see.
Oh, I see. That's a good way to disconnect emotion from feelings, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You gonna talk to your therapist about that?
Yeah. Sure.
But it just got me to thinking, and maybe this is a question y'all can have with y'all partners or your friends. Like, who will your pallbearers be? Like, who are the folks that's gonna carry you to the very end, right? Literally and figuratively. And who are those people in your life? And then he broke it down more, this idea of living in isolation and how we need people in connection, how so many people are getting in this mind frame of like, I don't want to be, I can't with people. I don't want to be connected. I'm done. Right. Like, I just want to be in isolation. Right. But you really need friends to help you on your journey. Right. Like, God set people in your plate, like in your path to get you to your next step. Right. And even if I take it like a step further or deeper, just even us as like brown people, right? Like, nowhere you've gotten has just been because of you.
No.
Right? Like, of course, all overarching, I always say it's because of God, right? But it's also grand architect, whatever you believe in, right? But the grand architect, God, whoever you believe in, has put people in place to help that happen. And if you're living in a place of isolation, how do you truly reach your true potential? Because if you think you can do it all by yourself, that's not realistic, right? And I get, and then also he was talking about, like, you know, as you get older and older, the idea of accomplishments decreases and the idea of being close in community with people increases, right? And
yeah, that's like the 4 agreements or something like that.
yeah, like, and really recognizing that. And he was trying to encourage like the young people, like, I know everyone's like, I know we're in Silicon Valley and we're pushing for accomplishment and success and the next big thing. And he said, I'm not saying stop that, but just take a moment. Just take a percentage of your time to really focus on community and what that looks like, right? And then we went on to talk about, like, you know, how do you be a good friend? What does friendship start with, right? And what he was saying, friendship really starts with that idea of like me too, and the idea of connection through mutual commitment, right? So we both have to agree that we're invested in each other, meaning that for me to be your friend, I can't just be a spectator in your life. Right. So if you doing something out of here that don't make no sense, I have to be the friend that's willing to stand by. Right. And I think that hit me home, too, because I think sometimes I have different philosophies. Sometimes with friends, I think I do let them not spiral, but I do believe in everyone going on their own journey. Like, I never let anyone crash and burn, but I let people get pretty close. Because I really don't want to intervene, because I try not to be in that space of judgment. But it had to really check. He made me check myself as a friend in saying that maybe there's times that I could have spoke up a little bit sooner, right, to help a little bit more hardship for my friends, right? Because I think I'm always definitely the friend who's encouraging, that type of stuff, right? But I don't think I do the balance, because I think to be a good friend, you have to have a mixture of being that encourager and also that person who will kick you in your ass. I don't think I do a good enough balance about kicking people in the ass as much as I should be. I do get to the point of kicking people in the ass, but usually it's almost to the point where it's like, fuck now. Like, you standing on the tip of the ledge. You got one foot on the ledge and you falling off, and I'm holding on to you by a bungee cord. Now, is you gonna come over here or not?
Not the bungee cord.
Well, you don't know, like, I'm holding for this. You about to pull me on the edge, right? Like, and I think as I'm getting older, I'm trying to figure out what is the better balance of that, or why do I stick to be that encourager, right? Like, where am I at in my space? Additionally, he talked about like vulnerability and being open with people. Like, I forgot what verse it is in the Bible. You know, when you're going through stuff, right, you're supposed to tell your close friends, not everybody, right, your close friends of what you're going through, right, and be explicit and raw with it, right? Because again, folks have been put in your life to solve certain problems and reasons, right? But if they don't know what you're going through, you don't know what type of connection or advice they have to give you, right, to make you to make you point better. But we also have taken consideration that everybody can't handle your shit, and that's okay, right? Take those clues. What was that? I'm gonna get you, sucker. What was it? One of the Wayne's brothers. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
And one of the Wayne's, it was like that fine woman. He came in. She was super, super fine. And then I don't know what happened. She started taking off her wig. Then he was like, okay, I can handle that. And like took off something else, like her contacts. And he was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I think she had like some in her bra. And he was like, okay.
She had like the titty pads.
Yeah. And then she took off her whole leg. He was like, wait a damn. He was like, wait, this too much. And know that that's okay, right? And the thing is, through speaking your truth and vulnerability, imagine how much hardship you saved, right? By going back. Everybody know what it is to have that friend that be telling you more and more, and they start ghosting you. Or when friendships get one-sided, you keep calling, And then nobody reached back out, right? It's because you first took off the wig, then your contacts, then the chiclets, then your whole leg, and they said no thank you.
The chiclets.
You know, that's what they call them, little chiclet pads, right? And then the last piece that got me, and I'm done preaching, y'all, it's the enemy wants you to be in isolation. I think that got you, right? The enemy wants you to be in isolation. They want you to hide your business, not to be with people, so them voices can get kicking in. You know people ain't shit. You know they gonna snitch on you. They snitched on you before, or you know they ain't gonna be there for you. You see how they treated you last time? They just gonna run in their corner. Why would you be with other people, right? Like that's something. Even if you've been hurt, right? That's what the enemy wants. They be like, oh, this is it. This is what I want get, right? And I think the piece that got me, right? And I started thinking, I was like, this is speaking to me, right?
Is it getting too close to home?
It was getting too close to home, right? Because I had this phase in my life where I did not really. I think I told Niram I wasn't really fucking with humans, right? Like I just didn't. I had this sense of trust was gone. I felt betrayed by like friends, everybody, right? Like this outwardly sense of that, right? And you really just had to figure out that was the enemy. But look, I'm not gonna testify.
Go ahead.
Maybe just a little bit, right?
Go ahead.
What I had to get, no, you don't have to. But what I had to really get to when I got on my deep journey, I had to realize is that the enemy doesn't just want to harm you, just don't want to scratch you or make things uncomfortable, right? What the enemy wants to do is to destroy you. Right? So when you are going through these types of things, to help in that destroying, they put you in isolation, right? Think about the Animal Channel. Y'all know I be putting Mabel on them Animal Planets, right? I think about the lions and what's it called, them gazelles or them wildebeests, whatever it is. And then what the lions do, that's the enemy. The lions look for the one who on the outside. Look for the one who might have been a little bit of harm, right? They still in the community, right? Everybody care about them.
But they playing on the weakest one.
Right? And then what the lions do, they start isolating them more and more and more, right? But now the wildebeest got a decision to make. They can be like, child, I'm going through all this stuff. I'm just going to stay here and just be alone. Maybe I read the Bible and go for there. I'm sorry to let you know, if you probably do that, the lion's probably going to get you.
Not probably. You got your ass.
Probably gonna get you, right? But if that person, that wildebeest took that moment, right? I seen it on the Animal Planet myself. He did some type of call out to his crew,
cuckoo,
and his crew stopped. Right? That's you being vulnerable, saying what's happening. The enemy surrounded me. I don't know what's happening. I'm scared, y'all. They trying to hurt me. They trying to destroy me. And at that moment, all the other wildebeest stopped what they were doing and came and then made a circle around the other lions and was like, you won't smoke? And then all of a sudden, the lion slowly crept back and left that the weakest, air quote, one wildebeest alone, right? But for that wildebeest to survive, it had to have a sense of community, connection, intimacy, and vulnerability, not only with its community in the Lord, right? That's life, right? The enemy wants you to be separate. Don't be separate. Put that call out, y'all. Who y'all pallbearers? Who is your people? I know you've been hurt before. We all been hurt before, but don't let that distract you. That wasn't the folks who were meant to be in your life. That's the enemy trying to distract, right? So if you got some phone calls y'all need to make, if it's some people you ain't reached out to, if some folks done sent you done sent some folks to voicemail, or you need to call someone, I encourage you to do it. Who's your crew? Who's your pallbearers? Where's the rest of your wildebeest? Where the rest of your gazelles? Them lions is swarming. That's it.
Ooh, I would like to have everyone to come to the altar.
Shut up. Y'all know I just be speaking my truth. It ain't nothing.
If you raise this Bible and say, this is my Bible, it says what it said is. I am what it said is. God bless you.
It is what I say it is. What I am. Y'all, I'm just telling you. Because that hit home for me. Because that's something I had to really go through. Because I definitely went through this period of isolation.
And ties will be in the form of Venmo and Cash App.
And 5-star reviews.
And 5-star reviews and PayPal.
You silly.
Is there one? Would you come?
Y'all, again, I'm just speaking my truth. I don't know if it's I might just be talking to my darn self. Because I'll go back and listen to the podcast. But self, hear this. Make that call. Pick up the phone. Who's your pallbearers and who's your community support? Don't be in isolation. That means the enemy is near. If you are in isolation from community, the enemy is near. Get out. Break that out. It's not cute. Go ahead. Now, what you think about that? Is that too much?
No, it's the real shit, though. You got to have that. The enemy. Isolation is the enemy. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm just fine by myself. Not really.
Not.
We meant to be.
You said not really.
Not really. We meant to be around people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's even when, like, God made, look, we were going back to Genesis, right? When God made everything, oh, this is cute, this is cute, this is cute. Something about this ain't right. Man being alone. Something about that don't feel good. So then you created what? woman for partnership, right? Partnership, community, right? We're not meant to be in isolation.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm done.
All right. So let's just start here. It's hot as fuck here in Silicon Valley and Colonizer Valley. I don't know what the colonizers is doing out here with the heat machine, but it's on high.
The heat machine?
Yes. You know, what was that movie where they changed the weather and shit?
What? Oh, the meteor something. When that meteor was coming?
No. You know.
Well, shit, don't ask me. I don't know.
We watched it on a plane before. It was this movie about about white people changing the weather and shit.
I thought it was called Meteor or something.
I don't know.
Geostorm.
Geostorm.
Yeah.
Well, the white people out here doing something with the Geostorm, y'all.
Yeah. What you?
They are. They
Did
doing
you say the
something.
white people doing something with the Geostorm?
They're doing something with the Geostorm.
Is it NASA?
I don't know who the fuck it is, but it's hot as hell here.
It's 100 degrees. And we don't have air.
When we moved here, they said, "Oh, you don't need air conditioning," because we was trying to find a place that got central air. So, well, you ain't gonna find one. Even the nice apartments don't even have central air.
Very few.
Very few, because it don't get hot out here. It only
all you need is a fan.
It only get up to like 75 degrees in the Bay.
And this is the worst case is 80.
Right. Worst case is 80.
And that's just midday, and you can survive for 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, what the fuck is this triple digit J? I can't even get it out. Triple digit day.
I think this was going for 3 days.
Yes. Today, 100.
Child, I'm going to be at work for the next 72 hours.
Tomorrow, 99 to 100. Tuesday, 92 to 100. And then we go back down to like 87, which you still can round up to 90.
That's still hot.
Which you still can round up to 90. And then it's 80, 80, 76.
Miriam said, what the hell was that? Miriam thought it was a bug on her.
I don't know what the hell that was. You know, I'm sitting here naked trying to record this damn podcast. I thought a damn bug and landed on my naked body. I'm trying to record this motherfucker.
Said he was growing on you because he got hot. Drinking the sweat.
Just drinking my sweat. He gonna die from all that salt water.
When is it supposed to cool down?
Shit, never.
Thursday?
Saturday.
80 on Thursday.
That's still
the
kind
high,
of.
but that's the high. Like that means by noon it's 80 and start.
I'm looking
down.
at this Saturday at 76.
I need a 62. Well, I can't wait tonight here. What'd that say, 57?
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
But it's hot here, y'all. We got all the windows open, all the blinds closed. We only got one fan.
The ice. I can't heat no food in the oven. We eating salads
We
and
eating
stuff
salads.
in the crock pot.
Ain't shit getting turned on. Mabel over here walking around with her tongue out.
We just put ice in her water.
Naomi didn't keep putting ice in Mabel's water, and Mabel ain't drinking it. So Naomi gonna give her ass something salty.
I didn't give her that salty. I just put a little something.
What type of devilish shit is that?
Then she drinks. So when she get the taste of the water, she like.
Hey Mabel, you want a tip?
No, you want a peanut?
Salt and vinegar chip?
And then
Take all the damn water from her tongue. Now Mabel walking around here with her tongue all hanging out and shit. Talking about
drink some water.
Drink some water. So it's hot here. Y'all just saying cooling energy.
Yeah, please.
Just cooling AC vibes.
I agree.
Because it's hot than a motherfucker. Other than that, I've been on my politics shit lately, Okay. Just trying to figure out what's going on in the world. Because ever since everybody came out, like all the Democratic nominees, like you rarely hear about them now. Like, what was it? Mayor Pete, that guy who's like the gay guy from Indiana, was on Desus and Mero. Yeah. But like you rarely hear about any other.
I mean, I hear like, Lizzie and Kamala still going. You know who done went quiet?
Who?
Cory Booker.
Exactly.
He went very quiet, didn't he?
Yes.
I think he pulling back and he gonna come back in a few years.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. So I just started looking at the polls.
Biden in the lead, right?
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, Biden leading in all the polls.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
And then who's
even with his bullshit?
He's leading in all the polls by a landslide. Yeah. And so I think that's interesting that, they really think this white man, even though Uncle Joe is cool. Like,
Uncle Joe is cool. Some of his shit.
Uncle Joe, but
yeah, he got plenty of areas for improvement, and I know that, but we got to get Donald Trump out of there.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see where this go, but y'all should be staying up on this shit, y'all. Yeah, I know it ain't voting time, but
took a step back too.
Every once in a while, just check it out just to see what the hell is going on. Mm-hmm. See who in the lead. So right now it's Biden, Sanders, Lizzie Warren, Kamala Harris.
Biden, Sanders. Oh, what? Who was Sanders?
Bernie Sanders, baby.
Oh.
No, Bernie Sanders.
I forgot about him.
Mayor Pete.
Them top 5? Who the top 5 again?
Joe.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Lizzie Warren.
Lizzie Warren's still up there, huh?
Kamala Harris.
Okay.
And Mayor Pete.
Bento not up there?
He's top 6.
Okay. I mean,
and then Corey is like,
I don't think Corey going for it this time.
But the thing is, like, he's so low in the polls. I don't know where the hell he going. And then
I think Corey has rescinded his invitation.
I don't know.
When's the last time you seen Corey do any type of publicity?
I don't know.
No, unless he coming out with like an endorsement of President Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this Corey gonna be in this race. I think those top 6 maybe is who we did it, and it might be room for maybe one more random person that might come from the back. But I think them gonna be our folks. Like when we talking about debates and stuff, I think they're gonna be our like top 6.
So just looking at that and just trying to process that shit, and just trying to keep an eye on it, because it'll be here before you know it, y'all. When
you got any big reservations against Uncle Joe? Or is that who you prefer? Or you prefer one of the other ones? I mean, in the ideal world, like whoever get the nominations, who the fuck I'm voting for. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But is there anyone you room for in particular? As of now, I haven't done as much thorough research as I should have, so I don't know if I have an educated opinion.
The thing is, I would love to have Corey or Kamala.
Corey is not running for president. He can be the vice president.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Or Kamala, but I'm looking for somebody that's going to talk about reparations.
Shut up. Never mind. I don't want to talk to you then.
I want that reparations.
I'm all set now. I thought you had something else.
No, but seriously.
You really want reparations?
Hell yeah, I want the reparations.
Cool. What?
Cool. But I don't really have any reservations about Biden. All these niggas got some dirt.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you deal in politics, it's really the lesser two evils.
Yeah.
Evils. Fuck it. You know who I want? I want Alexandria Ocasio.
She's on the come up. If she stayed a steady road, sis is gonna fast track somewhere. I don't know where that somewhere is, but she fast tracking to something.
Yeah.
Good for her though. I watched that documentary a little bit over it, and I was very I know her story. But since I'm not in New York, I think it was New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, area. I wasn't as versed in her, but her story was a come up. When I tell you that white man face that she took,
ooh,
that's one of the things where they slept. He slept on her to the last minute. The thing is, if he would have went hard from the beginning, sis wouldn't have been in that position. But I forgot that white man's name. He literally underestimated her, and that was her weapon, the underestimation. And that's how sis won, and everyone could read it.
Yeah,
because I think that let me not talk too much about this white man, because he was in that office and he did do some good work, but I think he was getting a little comfortable. I'll leave it at that.
And so as we coming upon my Jesus year, my 33rd in less than a month, and then finding out that OAC is 29 years old, this makes me wonder what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I
mean, it's something to youth, right? Now that when I was younger, I'd be like, oh my goodness, they did that at 29 or 28. They so old. No, they're young as hell. Right. I mean, she has less. The younger you are, you got less to lose. Right? You don't see it that way? Right? The older you get, you got a little bit more to lose. Right? Sis was a waitress. If it don't work out, go work for Morton's. I don't know. Like, what do you...
You say go work for Morton's.
What do you like? It's different shit. No, I'm just being for real. Right? Compared to now, say if I want to run for politics, there's a lot of shit I got to walk away from. I don't know if I'm ready to go back to the box store. Don't get me wrong, Lord. You let it be your will. I will go bag a grocery. But I don't know if I'm willing right now to be like, oh, yeah, forget this. I'm going to do it.
If you make enough headway, you probably ain't got to go back.
But we grassroots shit. That's what I'm saying.
Who's that lady from Georgia? I can't even think of her name.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams. Like, she just making her rounds, making speaking engagements and shit like that.
But she's been already involved in it. Like, that's her grooming. Like, you talking about folks like is it OAC?
Yeah, OAC.
Yeah.
AOC.
AOC literally. Let me not stop to this woman in case I have to meet her and they pull up the soundbite. I was gonna say she literally wrote it on her cocktail napkin. Like, I'm about to do this. Right? Where, Stacey was groomed for this, right? Like, she's not new to this. She's true to this, right? She has formal and practical training in this. Where AOC or OAC.
AOC, baby.
Yeah. Don't. Right, but I argue every politician doesn't, right? That's why this is America, right? You want a variety of people and of the people and being with Congress. Like, you're supposed to have that. Like, it's just different, right? We're talking about grassroots. Like, I don't have no formal training when it comes to politics or anything like that. I'm basically writing on the napkin, too. Just like her, honey. I got to go to the organizations and be like, will you pick me? I just can't go out there and do it. Could you imagine me running for politics?
Yes.
Child, they try to destroy me, but they don't know the Lord I serve. They better be careful.
Which one is that?
Hey, come ask. Come ask a conversation.
And then last things last is what the fuck is going on in Boston and these other cities just trying to have this straight pride parade?
Boston. That's some Boston shit, ain't it?
It is some Boston
Lizzie,
shit.
we got questions.
What the fuck?
Go get with your whites. You know what Donald Trump did gift us with the words whites and blacks.
Yes.
I do enjoy saying it.
Having a straight pride parade is equivalent to trying to have White History Month.
A straight parade is all the parades. The gays only get a parade once a year. Just like the gay people had a parade.
Right.
All the other parades is straight. Am I confused? I'm using my my hetero privilege. Aren't all the other parades ours? That's what I'm assuming.
Just like,
look, I'm like white men. Everything else is mine.
Just like White History Month.
It's all the months. Even
all
February.
The months. Yeah.
Sometimes, right? All the months is White History
Because, you know,
Month.
they love praising Abraham Lincoln with his white ass.
Yeah, emancipation. They love sneaking his ass in there.
And speaking of that, Juneteenth is coming up.
Shut up, June. That's Wednesday. Y'all know I love a good freedom.
And so I hope y'all niggas who got them cubicle warriors, I hope y'all got some days so y'all
take
can go
some
on here and
days
take
off. Take Juneteenth off. Now that's a black holiday, and if you don't take it off, you need to fellowship sometime in
Right.
that evening. Or, you know, if you're a cubicle warriors, only 3 black people, plan to go to lunch.
Right.
Do something.
Take off.
Take off.
Go to lunch and don't come back.
Don't use your paid PTO. You ain't gonna get y'all niggas caught up. Use your PTO. I know y'all got some.
And say, fuck y'all white niggas. We
Use
free.
your PTO. Or if you got a diversity council, bring it up and have them buy y'all lunch.
Right. So are we doing anything for Juneteenth?
I have an idea. Could we just go to like a black owned restaurant or a catered restaurant and have them come in? I'll order it. Yeah. But no, for real.
We got
Juneteenth.
any petty cash for this?
Yeah, Juneteenth is one of my favorite.
So we can support
holidays.
some black owned restaurants?
I love the emancipation.
You know, most companies do got that petty cash.
It does. And I'm serious. A lot of companies do, especially corporate America, do have like diversity and equity councils and EDI councils. And as brown people use that money because all the other subgroups be using it for shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, use Juneteenth. And usually Juneteenth is a good one to hit white people in their throat.
Right.
Because, you know, it's always that one, what's Juneteenth? Instead of fucking Googling it. I'd be like, that's I would consider African Americans 4th of July. And that's how I start getting them talking.
What? What's that?
Well, you know, your 4th of July, that's when I started doing us and them.
Yes.
Is July 14th, right? At 1777. We weren't, you know, that wasn't a good, the way I joke it is, I said that wasn't a good year for my people. We were still in bondage.
Let me tell you something. Miami's a trip.
What do you mean?
Because when Juneteenth come, see, we talking about my people, your people. But before then, 2 months before in February, Miami talking about I'm part of the free blacks.
See, but they don't keep up.
But they don't keep up. So Nyambi using it to all her advantages.
Y'all better learn it too.
Well, you know, my family is part of the free blacks, so we wasn't slaves. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm really not sure.
Now Juneteenth coming. Well, you know, it's black people 4th of July. The year we were emancipated.
You're right. Nobody ever called me on that.
No.
I told you I used to tell people I was free to the point where like black coworkers would be like, "Oh man, how do you know about your family being free and stuff?" I'm like, "What?"
Because we want to know.
And I'm like, "What you talking about?" I said, "My people from Georgia." And they was like, "Yeah, but how was they free?" I said, "Girl, we were slaves and sharecroppers. We had to come through my grandparents came through the Great Migration. We were slaves."
You said this is just something I tell white people.
That makes me feel good. Because I be forgetting I done told them.
Mm-hmm.
Then I be like, oh, okay. Anything else in there? Go ahead.
Nah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Let's head on to some pillow talk.
All right. Well, you want to talk about what we did this weekend and everything there?
Well, we had some house guests, and let's just say that house guest was scared of Mabel.
No.
Yes.
Well, she wasn't.
That house guest was so afraid of Mabel. I wish I can show y'all this video footage, but just understand, you know somebody's scared when they jump on the bed or jump on the couch with their shoes on.
What did Mabel do?
Nothing.
Okay.
And then they jump in the bed, jump on the couch with their shoes on, and you know this is the type of household where you take your shoes off at the door.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck you doing on my couch with your shoes on,
And
nigga?
what was Mabel doing?
Looking.
What? Mabel was like, how that person
Right.
get on? I can't get on it.
Right.
Sorry, I got ice in my mouth. I got hot.
That's cool. I got a little sweater in my side boob here.
Oh my God.
This shit just running all in my belly button.
Did she ever get comfortable with Mabel? I think
No.
she only pet her once.
Right.
It was like a head pet.
Yes.
You know, white people try to touch white people here. It was like a pet.
It's like, if you don't get up in there. So, we gallivanted over around the city and all up and down Colonizer Valley. And, we just dropped a couple things we did.
So we did the Museum of Ice Cream, which is an overpriced tourist trap, but everyone should go once.
Yes.
I'm going to just say it is overpriced tourist trap,
It's
but
very
go once.
overpriced.
It's just like the Fisherman's Wharf almost. I think we were talking about that too, but you should still go. Like I would go. You don't need to go more than once though. I would go once and then plan it either like right after a meal so you can have it as dessert.
Yeah.
Or when you hungry because you get free ice cream. Because see, if I would do it before, you be hood rich, right? Because what you do, you go through each of these areas. Or exhibits. In each exhibit, they give you some type of ice cream. And a lot of the ice cream, I would say the majority are individually wrapped. What you need to do is then bring you one of them little freezer bags. Because you can get as many as you want. And I would go back and be like, I would like 2 of those. And I would put in my little freezer bag. And then take, them little bags that the whole thing's go for about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And take it back. Now, that would be worth it. Especially if you some kids. That'd be worth it. But what did you think when we first walked in there?
Well, it was interesting.
It's overpriced.
It's definitely
like
overpriced.
$40. It's way overpriced.
They got the little slide.
You go the little slide.
Yeah.
Start at the beginning on that nigga. They was like, you either walk down the stairs or go through this slide. I
Right.
said, fuck. Well, and I first, near him like, who gonna go first? He pointed to me. I knew it was gonna be bad. I got on the slide clumsily.
Making all types of noise and shit. I said, when the last time you been on a slide, baby? Shut up.
3 years.
So we go on the slide, you slide on down, and then bam, they hit you with some cotton candy. You some cotton candy, and then you start going through the stuff, and they start giving you more ice cream. Yeah. And since it's Pride Month, everything.
What was the inspirational speeches they was giving?
Yeah, everybody had like an inspirational type of speech about like Pride Month and like the creators of Pride and things of that sort. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. And then it was cool.
It was cool. Some of them workers, y'all, I ain't know if I loved them or hated them, though. Like, some of them were fabulous, and the other ones, I was like, give me my ice cream. Like, some of the rooms were really bomb. What was your favorite room?
The one with the horse ride.
Oh, my God. Nero rode this unicorn, and then some white men came behind him. They was riding the horses together. It was too much. And then,
it was like on some Brokeback Mountain shit. I said, what the fuck is this white man doing behind me?
But both of y'all was show ponies, so they continued. But I will say, you and our guests got in that cesspool of sprinkles. And here I'm talking about I'm stuck.
It was like quicksand.
Duh.
In that sprinkle pool.
What you thought it was gonna be like Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes.
Nah, and them like Chuck E. Cheese has the old airfield ones, and those were a little more dense.
Them bitches was heavy.
Honestly, if you had kids, kids literally could pay the hour in there. Just like that'd be a good place to go.
Yeah, but it was heavy. I still got sprinkles in my pocket.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And then we did Golden Gate Bridge. How you like that, Nerums?
I love Golden Gate Bridge. Just
It's
looking
beautiful.
At it. And we went at Golden Hour. We should have filmed some shit and sent it to
I took
Ava.
some good pictures.
Yeah.
Like that picture I sent with you with that pizza sign. I call it the Lord coming through.
Yeah.
Shining his graces. And then, of course, we went to Lombard Street. We had to show that crooked-ass street. And then, of course, the tourist trap of Fisherman's Wharf. But I feel like you got to go. I hate them stinky-ass steals.
Why?
Because they so irritating. Ooh, they so funky.
They don't even make no noise.
Why they stink so much?
Because they in seawater.
They is very funky.
And
They
then they
very
sit up.
pungent.
Yeah.
And people just be there.
Yeah, looking at them making noises and shit.
When I first came, I thought they did tricks.
No.
I said, any moment they gonna jump.
This ain't no zoo.
Zoo
These niggas chilling.
They liberated, honey. They in
Right.
San Francisco.
They ain't doing nothing.
Oh, my goodness. But we had some good food. We went to Brenda Three Meats, which was decent.
Oh, you went to the Full House as well.
Oh, the Painted Ladies.
Yeah.
When you don't live in San Francisco, I'm like, what's the Painted Ladies? I'm like, oh, you mean these Victorian houses that look raggedy?
They do look raggedy. But they worth a lot of damn money.
They worth a lot of money.
And then we seen this semi-naked dude dancing on the hill.
He was fabulous.
And
he was trying to get he felt my energy as soon as I came around the corner. And if it was a different time, we might have been best friends. That's why I keep thinking if I live in San Francisco, I'm gonna be friends with everybody like that. Because I was drawn to his energy. I'm sure he was on some shit, but I'm sure when he's sober, he's hilarious. You ain't see, what was he yelling at us?
I don't know.
He was like, come dance. You know you want to.
You know you want to.
And I was like, I do. Stop reading my mind. But what did you think of the Brenda's 3 meats?
Oh, it was good ass food.
It was decent.
It was very good
I got
food.
the chicken, and I was ready to be unimpressed.
Uh-huh.
But it was
It
very
needed a little
good.
bit more seasoning and better, but it was
Oh,
still
you
good.
think? But I dipped my chicken in that pepper jelly.
Okay.
So maybe I didn't just eat the chicken outright. I put a little pepper jelly with it.
Yeah,
It was
and
hitting.
I personally think it needed a little bit more
A
salt.
little more salt?
Yeah,
Okay. You know, people are under salt stuff.
they do.
And it was literally a perfect day. It was like literally 75 and sunny.
Yeah, that's before like the heat of hell came.
Yeah, no heat came. It was perfect. And then that next day, we went and played a little bit in San Jose. You know, did the so Santana Row thing, and we did go see Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Can I tell the truth? Rocket Man wasn't all that to me.
It wasn't.
I was a little underwhelmed with Rocket Man.
Bohemian Rhapsody was better.
I think, and I know Bohemian Rhapsody, all the fats weren't there, right? And like, I don't know if the families were but it was just. I was just into it. Like Bohemian Rhapsody, I wanted to be like, stop the fucking music, and I wanted to bust out in karaoke. Or maybe I just like Queen music better than Elton John. Like I thought I'm a fan of Elton John, but I think I may be a bigger fan of Queen. Maybe that's it too.
And the thing is, Elton John like EP'd that movie.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Don't get me wrong, yo. This is not a bad movie. Like I would go see it, but I think I was going in there with the hype of Queen. Like there was points in Queen where I wanted to fucking stand up and sing "We Are the Fucking Champions"
Yeah.
too, right? But I didn't have one moment in the Elton John movie where I was like, "Sing that shit, Elton." And you know he got bops,
He do got bops.
and I ain't seen none of them bops.
I ain't seen no bops either.
Like, it
and
was-
the thing is, it was also like
Musically.
very musically, artistically driven.
Like a
right?
very musical. Like so, even the songs, his hit songs, weren't sung as recorded.
right.
Like there were interpretations of his songs.
Yeah,
Which I get, right? Because they used it intertwined into dialogue.
yeah. I feel like it was a play. It was written to be like a Broadway play.
Yes, I think that
but
would have
they
been an
turned it into
excellent
a
play.
movie instead.
Yeah, that's it. I think that would have been an excellent play because Bohemian Rhapsody couldn't have been a play.
No.
Like, but this could have been a play. Even towards the end, right? Because they only went up, and I don't want to give too much away, only up to the point, y'all know when Elton John went in that rehab, then he came out, put a little weight on him, and changed his life. He was like, I'm done with that cocaine. I ain't doing no more liquor. You know, that's where it stopped, right? But instead of telling us, because he had a lot of life after that and a lot of bops after that, right? They didn't show us that. They just gave us PowerPoint presentation of him being happy with his children,
With his kids.
and
That
making
white
money,
man,
and
yeah.
that white man. Which I get that, like that's cool, but I'm like, damn, could we put a little? I want to see how he met the white man, and they like how it was to go through the process of figuring out they want to adopt or do surrogacy. I'm not sure how they did it, right? Like that's the stuff I was looking to see. But they went deep in his his childhood though, which I did appreciate seeing that backstory, and I also appreciated him highlighting the black group that put him on first, because that's not something that's talked about a lot either, right?
Yeah.
Elton John, right? Because I don't think he wasn't openly gay until later on in life, but you know he had. You know, he did little things that would be stereotypically at that time considered like gay or not heteronormative, normative, right? And the only folks who would let him perform would be the black groups, right?
Because they didn't care.
Come on, can you sing? Can you play that fucking piano like you play the fucking piano? How you gonna play it?
Right.
Right. And so they put him on, and not, of course, he was a great talent. Compared that with like the soul influence in them, that's really what shot the career off, right? And
Right,
connected him with his writer and all that stuff. So I appreciated the shout out there. But I don't know what else you thought of it. Okay, I keep talking. What about his glasses game?
It made me want to step my glasses game up. I don't even know
Jesus,
how the fuck I get that
glasses.
so many glasses.
Does Elton John have a eyeglass line?
He should.
He should.
The way his glasses game was on fleek.
He should, because I would like to buy them. Like I would love a pair of some of his, even the vintage ones was sick. Right? I don't know. It was good. It was go see it.
It made me want to go get some gazelles.
Gazelles, like he was rocking everything. But I liked how his story showed like this idea of growth and self-love and what that meant, and living up to norms of your family, and how your mom and your daddy can do a fucking number on them if you let them do a number on them. Like it had a lot of good reoccurring themes. Like I liked Elton John, I forgot he was talking with his mom or somebody, or his therapist. He was like, I've done every drug under the moon, and I've slept with everything under the moon too, honey. I want something new in life. I was like, and they definitely showed the drug part. I was like, but I would rather him show him getting a little more looser, right? Because it seemed that he was very monogamous, right? Like, I think, I get it. You did cocaine. I know you, what's it called? What's the one in Scarface? When he just basically put the cocaine, what's his name? Tony. I know, I get it. You basically Tony Montana every night before you went on the stage. I get it. But what's some of the other stuff that went down?
Right.
You say you done slept with people. What about the celebrities? Who you done got with?
Yeah, who you for?
I went on to Quincy Jones it. Tell the fucking truth and shame the damn devil. Because I know Elton got more juice than that.
Quincy Jones just be out there outing niggas and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Just exactly, literally outing folks. But it was good. You got anything else about it?
No, I really think it was a good movie. Definitely check it out. It's definitely not as good as Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's still a good movie.
It's still a good movie. Like Elton John, I've always enjoyed Elton John as like a background music.
Yeah.
Anywho. Oh, and then we went to go see. We did this thing called Soulful Noise, y'all, in San Jose. Wasn't it fun there? What you thought about it?
It was a vibe. You know, sometimes Nyam be picking shit that don't really be a vibe, but this time it was a vibe.
I ain't gonna say. We're not gonna argue. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna talk about how you pick your Christmas movie, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Y'all told me I could pick whatever I wanted, so shut up. That was Nia Niram's exact word. Whatever Nyambi.
Whatever you want. Cause
y'all made this them. You made such a good dinner for us, Nyambi. Yeah. We wanted whatever movie you want to go see is your world.
And she's like, we about to go see a Christmas movie. I said, oh, okay. What this gonna be about? Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This ain't no damn Christmas movie.
But tell more about Soulful Noise.
Soulful Noise was a vibe. So it's I want to say it's like a traveling group. Mm-hmm. They have a live band, and they also have like local talent come in and sing. And it was such a fucking vibe. I really can't say, I really can't say like great things about it. But they had some other like local artists that came in from like Seattle. They had somebody from like Miami and Missouri, as well as Houston. And let me tell you, when these people sang their little hearts out, baby, they sang their little hearts out, and they really did the damn thing. And the thing is, like, me and Miami was just sitting there like, oh, and this is a vibe. The live band was out there killing that shit. It's something about having a live band and like playing the old school bops.
Oh my goodness.
And it being the jam.
This the art of live music.
Yes.
Like it just keeps, because I think I've shared this with y'all, like sometimes my creativity I feel like is lacking when it comes to the arts. And it just was like, y'all, I'm just so envious sometimes of y'all who play live instruments, right? Just how the music can go through you.
Uh-huh. And
I was be looking around. Sometimes I don't know how people ain't moved in the audience. Maybe I need to pick up an instrument, because when I be vibing with the band, I'm like, do y'all hear that boy playing that guitar?
Uh-huh.
Not guitar. Guitar. It is literally, it's talking.
Look, this band was so damn bad. I think what they was Before I Let You Go, and the dude and the MC was like playing in a Latin influence,
like quickly. Like this wasn't
right.
Let me read, like literally the next bar.
Right.
He'd be like, play it. Give me some soca. Give me some Latin vibes. Give me jazz.
Right.
Give me hip hop. Give me hard rock.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly.
And like they had to switch it up, and it's still like before you let us go. I said, damn,
loved it.
That was some dope shit.
I loved it, and like that's my type of scene. Like that's not the club, right? Like I know people be but that's definitely my scene, and I found joy, right? And I think that's even going back to community. Like, I know I was thinking about part of broader in like friendships and stuff, but just being amongst other Black folks. Were you surprised all the people who like talk to me and I talk to people there?
Yeah.
Was you surprised? Like
this
usually
is very interesting.
folks was like, I feel like people were just talking to me. I don't know. It was weird.
But
I enjoyed it.
Because like being in Detroit and being like in white ass New England, like even the blacks don't really talk to you like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's something about like being in the Bay that kind of reminds me of like being in Detroit.
Yeah.
And like when you see somebody just vibe and you like, hey, what up?
Yeah.
Or me and our special guest was doing all the Detroit hustles.
Yeah.
And like people looking at us like, how y'all know all the line dance? It's like, because I'm from Detroit. And it's a rite of passage to know all the hustles.
Yeah,
or
at least the basics.
Or at least the basic ballroom hustle.
Yeah.
If you don't know that one,
go sit down.
Don't know what the hell they call it.
Go sit down. Yeah,
right.
And there was just something to that. Like I met a few folks. And I even met somebody else who was from Detroit, and it was just good energy. And did you say who the folks was hosted by? Maybe we'll have them as our Aura Wednesday. We'll highlight their names. But it's a husband and wife duo who just created it, and they just travel all over. And they actually were doing one, I think it was Sunday, in Oakland. I know that one Oakland was.
It was a day party too. It was lit.
I think I needed to be right in San Jose, or I think that was nice in my speed, right? Not that the Oakland one would have been hype, but I think I would have been probably further towards the back in the Oakland one, right? Just so I wouldn't be so wrapped up in it. But it was just nice to see the talent, and even the talent, right? Because that's the other thing I was worried about. I was like, I think I had flashbacks to undergrad at them talent shows, and you'd be like, I don't like to say people don't have talent, but I just say people are still on different journeys in the mastery of their talent.
Right.
And usually people are early in that stage of mastery, But though some of these people were in their craft. There was somebody named Flute Bay.
Yeah,
Y'all
Flute
should
Bay
go check
killed
her
it down.
out. She played a flute, but she can sing. I was worried too because she came up a little culturally ambiguous, and I was like, oh, she's just gonna be very pretty. And you know, y'all. I have a thing about whisper music and light skinned women. Like I just whisper music, very light skinned women and like 3C hair is an immediate turn off to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just like I can't. The privilege.
It's
I
like,
can't.
you just
The
gonna
whisper
tell me.
privilege. I can't.
You just gonna come up here and whisper?
Sit down. Speak up. One or the other. Sit down or speak up.
There was another.
But sis, no, I want to make sure I complete my sentence. I don't want people, just in case I meet Flute Bay again. Flute Bay did that shit, and she broke every stereotype.
And she bust that shit down with a flute.
And she bust that shit down with a flute. Sis broke every stereotype I had in my head before she went up there because I was like, fuck. Because she was the first one. I was like, don't do this to me.
And the other old girl, Tierra Me.
Woo! Tierra Me. About 4 foot nothing.
From Houston.
From Houston.
She tore that shit down.
Blew the fucking roof off. Seamless. And honestly, right, if sis did it, right, I don't think sis was trying.
No.
I don't think sis was trying, and I think she blew the fucking roof off.
She was warming up for
Effortless.
Oakland.
I think she was warming up for fucking Oakland. But even with the warm up, she was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say that guy from Miami. He was cute, but y'all know we love everybody. This is why I was telling her we need to partner with them. We shouldn't make it like an Apollo thing, but I think it's some stuff that we can say as host that I think the people who run it can't say because they're trying to maintain
Right. You know, they're trying to maintain the vibe.
or like relationships,
Right.
where our goal is to vibe with the crowd.
Right.
And I can tell you the one thing about the crowd. It was one dude, I think he came from Miami. I'm thinking he about to blow. He was like, y'all ready for some real R&B? We about to do it. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready for some real R&B. What this nigga play?
Drake.
What song was it?
I better find your
Loving.
I better find your heart.
I said, did that nigga know Drake is a rapper? I said, so did he forget what? And then he got on there and sung his little bop. No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would immediately come on as a host. Now, okay, sir. Words mean things. Now, if you should have said like your latest bops or like, what are you talking about? R&B. But meanwhile, sis from Houston did Jodeci.
Right, and killed that.
She
shit.
did Jodeci. Because a lot of them do kind of their original songs, but they also do kind of their karaoke. Karaoke not doing the service. They're doing more than karaoke. Like their covers of like songs that we know. And sis did Jodeci, and she turned it out. And oh boy, did Drake talking about this 3 R&B. Also, I almost got triggered when they were asking the babies of like what song, because the band's just playing. They was like, just shut out the song, and the band just gonna do it. That's how good they are, right? And they was like, think of a really good R&B song. No shade. Y'all know I love Beyonce. I'm a stan. But they said like Beyonce. What song was it? Like,
I can't remember.
not even a good soulful Beyonce song. Like, I feel like not put a ring on it, but I was just like
to the left, to the left.
Bitch,
Yeah.
get that young ass girl. I was like, and this is me. Rick James, Tina Marie, Fire and Desire, Anita Baker, Al Green, Curtis Mayfield. Look, I'm about to make the band work.
Right.
Right, and they gonna say this. Hell Tank. Jaheim, Ledisi, Fantasia. What do you mean, Beyonce?
Something.
When I think about deep R&B, I don't know if I think about Beyonce.
No.
And not at all, right? Anyway, but I don't know what else you thought about Soulful Noise.
Soulful Noise is dope. You know, I'm excited
Go
to
if
see.
y'all if it come to y'all city, go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
About like I said, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see them. It was definitely a vibe, and yeah, go check them out. It was fun.
I agree too. We gonna talk about the Shy?
No, let's leave that for the next episode. I'm sweating too much here. I'm about to pass out.
Y'all don't understand. We literally sweating in this room, and I think just this computer on is too much for
Yeah, this computer heat fan is blowing on me.
All right, Nim, close us out now.
And so, as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, go to shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. And to leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on over to our website. We got that SoundCloud, or leave us a voicemail, and that's at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later. Remember, love is ever evolving.
Peace.
Peace.